Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the second annual Clinical Vaccine Network Conference. So a bit of background, this network was inspired by the Paediatric Vaccine Group, which includes the like of Andrew Pollard, Adam Finn, Paul Heath and Saul Baus, who have all been pivotal to vaccine research in the UK, including the COVID vaccine studies, and who between them seem to be a permanent fixture on our airways and TV screens at the moment. The purpose of the network was to raise the profile of adult vaccination, and at the moment it seems that people are talking about nothing else, so I think we can call it a job done, probably go home. But joking aside, the real reason, of course, that the profile of adult vaccination has been raised is the global pandemic in which we remain. It's been just over a year since the first case of COVID-19 infection was described, and it's been a year of turmoil and tragedy and has changed the way we live, maybe forever. But it would seem, though, that the light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter by the day, and much of that light is being shone by the promise of an effective vaccine. So I think it's important that we can take a day like today to reflect on the achievements of the vaccine community and consider the challenges ahead. I would also like to thank our sponsors for standing by the conference as it had to be cancelled and reorganised on this e-platform, and also not just for sponsoring this conference, but also for their contribution in pioneering vaccine development. So if you do want to reach out to the sponsors, please use the Expo tab that you can see on your right or left. And if you want to reach out to other people in the conference, you can click on the networking tab. And if you do that, you'll be randomly matched up with someone else who's at the conference. You can also speak to people directly through the People tab as well. That's on the chat function. So today we've got three really interesting sessions. If you do have a session, then for most of them will be running, all of them, we will have a Q&A at the end of the session. Our first speaker cannot stay until the end of the first session, so he'll be taking questions at the end of his presentation. Okay, so moving forward, our first session is looking at COVID-19 vaccines. Our first speaker is going to give us an overview of the role that UK has played in the vaccine trials. And he is Professor Andrew Ustanowski, who is the consultant physician in infectious diseases, as well as being the research lead at the infectious diseases unit at North Manchester General Hospital. He's the joint national specialty lead for infection for the Clinical Research Network, and he's been leading the NIHR COVID vaccine research program and is the chief investigator on 4 COVID vaccine and monoclonal studies in the UK. So I will be handing over to Andrew, and just to remind you, we will be taking questions for Andrew at the end of his session.